I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to build. Oh, before I forget though, I got a bunch of emails and a couple comments after we built that mini pulp workbench regarding kind of the accordion base. So I'm going to take a few seconds to show you guys a few more details about it and how I built it. And then I'm going to figure out what I'm actually going to build. So the basics of the accordion base, I have a 2x4 constructed frame on each end with perpendicular bracing pieces that run inside it. And then the accordion setup itself is all built out of 3/4 inch plywood with just standard hinges. And I built literally everything here out of just scrap that I had laying around. So you'll notice screws don't match, hinges aren't all the same, etc. And then to hold my top or my pulp workbench onto this, all I have is 4 bolts up through the top of the base that line up perfectly with holes on the bottom of the pulp workbench. So like I said, not a ton of details, but any specific questions, leave them in the comments below. Now time to figure out what we're gonna build. So I've got a list of things on my phone of projects, builds I wanna do. I got it. So, you may remember we built a climbing wall a few months ago for our home gym. If you don't, link up in the top corner. But we're gonna build some volumes for that climbing wall. I should have enough scrap, I don't need to buy anything, and it'll be a fun project because I've never done anything like this. Let's go. Alrighty, we got lots of scrap. On that note, I'm going to avoid calling this how to build climbing volumes because I've never done this before, and that would imply I have and know what I'm doing. Alright, the first little mock-up worked pretty well. That's just kind of a little triangular shaped guy. I'm gonna play around with a little bit of math for some different shapes. And then we're gonna get a whole lot of cutting done. First things first, I need to sharpen my saw blades. That's ridiculous. Second of all, building 3D volumes with mitres and compound mitres and all that angled math, it's a challenge. So I'm starting to understand why companies that make these professionally charge as much as they do. Definitely not the easiest project just to wing, but we're gonna take this inside because it's still a little chilly out here. We're gonna let the glue dry and then we'll come back and we'll start sanding.
What you like?
put T-nuts on the backside and we can attach climbing holds on the actual volume itself. Everything has been sanded. I did 2 coats of Bondo. It's looking really good. I'm gonna take this outside and I'm gonna give it a coat of primer, and then we can get on to painting and texturing it. About an 8 out of 10, considering I didn't even know what I was building at the beginning of this project. Reasons for 8 out of 10, I think the texture could be a little bit finer. I mean, I use jointing sand, so I can't really complain, but a little bit smaller, a little more evenly spread out would probably be better. And second, I got some practice to do because the angles I chose are quite difficult to plant a hand on and stick, but I'm sure a good climber or a better climber would have no problem with it. On that note, I'm going to get back and enjoy this. Thanks a ton for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.